The A-10A Early might be the best premium CAS platform out there. If you guys are not familiar, the A-10A Early is found at the BR of 10.3 in Ground RB. It is armed with the AGM-65B Maverick and the GBU-8 as its guided weaponry kits. You can also equip freefall 2,000-pound bombs or run gun pods, and for air-to-air you're armed with the A-9L, and obviously your feared weapon of being the 30mm, the thing that makes the A-10 what it's known for. So the A-10A Early has a pretty unique CAS playstyle. It's a lot different than what a lot of other aircrafts are. You are obviously a much slower subsonic platform, so you need to play it like one. You're not necessarily able to use tactics like you would, like, say, in like an F-16 or in an F-18 even. You have to play it as a much slower, higher altitude platform. And that doesn't necessarily make it bad by any means. In fact, in my opinion, the only aircraft I'd actually ever want to run over this thing at the BR is maybe the A-4N, but that carries much less weaponry than what the A-10A Early gets. For your BR and for what you actually are armed with, you are probably one of the best aircraft in CAS and in this BR range. At 10.7, you do run into things like the 2S6, which is a really capable SPAA. You also run into, you have another premium aircraft in the American tech tree, the A6E. This is another capable premium CAS aircraft. The reason I think the A-10A is more capable than the A6 is because of weaponry. The A6 gets limited missiles and bombs, and the only sort of ranged weapon it gets is the mud skippers, and it can only carry 4 of those. The A-10 carries 6 standoff weapons, obviously the Mavericks, and the Mavericks are very good standoff weapon systems that you have. In comparison to what other nations have at 10.3, the Soviets have the Su-25 Frogfoot. The Frogfoot does not have any sort of standoff weaponry or any sort of TV-guided weapon systems. It has a bunch of laser-guided weapon systems, but it doesn't have a targeting pod or doesn't have a seeker for any of it, so you're stuck with a nose camera that has no zoom. Makes it very hard to play. The A-10 has access to the Maverick camera and a display in the cockpit, which just makes it way more easier to perform CAS missions on. And honestly, I do want to know what your guys' thoughts are on the A-10A Early. Do you guys think it's worth the investment as a CAS aircraft? Do you guys think it's worth picking up to run in your ground RB lineups? My personal opinion is yes. This thing is absolutely worth the investment. Even for air RB, this thing is a lot of fun to take out. So investing in it whenever it's on sale is never necessarily a bad idea. Running this alongside other premiums like the XM1 and maybe even the M1 KVT, it does up tier you slightly, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, this plane does suffer slightly in up tiers. If you guys like CAS missions in the A-10, I will say the A-10A Late is an okay option. The upgrades to get for that is the better Maverick, being the AGM-65D, and that actually gets a thermal seeker. The issue with that is it's still very hard, it has no zoom. It's kind of frustrating to use. You don't have access to GBUs at all, and you're at a higher BR, which obviously leads to playing against better AA. The other option you have for A-10 platforms is the A-10C. Gets access to better Mavericks than the AGM-65D, gets access to better sorts of GBUs, but obviously at a much higher BR. Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe and join the Discord. That's linked down below in the description. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.